Hey everyone, welcome to Daily News Analysis for December 27. In this session, we pick up some important news that is relevant for your CLAT and other entrance examination. We examine the news, we read the news with you. And newspaper reading has a very important role to play in your examination because it not only covers your current affairs section, but also your legal reasoning as well as your English vocabulary. So let's begin today's session with the first news. The first news is about Manrega. Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Scheme, MGNREGS. So the center has mandated universal digital capturing of Manrega attendees. So please understand here that all the people who are employed under Manrega scheme, they their attendance is captured digitally, and now this thing has been made universal. So the digital capture of the attendees of workers employed under the Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Scheme has been made universal by the center from 1st January. From 1st January, this digital attendance is made compulsory. The union government, arguing for transparency and accountability in May 2021, had started a pilot project to capture attendance via a mobile application, the National Mobile Monitoring System. Please remember the name of the application, the National Mobile Monitoring System, NMMS. From May 16, 2022, capturing attendance via the app was made compulsory for all work sites with 20 or more workers. So earlier it was mandatory with all work sites for 20 or more. Now it is mandatory for all the work sites irrespective of the number of workers working there. So the job fell on the maids, supervisors, who are paid only marginally more than the unskilled workers. There were widespread complaints over the lack of technical support, the necessity to own a smartphone, paying for the internet connection, and issues with erratic internet connectivity. So, when the first time this was introduced, there were people complaining that for this digital capture of attendance, we have to mandatorily own a smartphone. There are so many, we have to have the data pack for internet connectivity. Then there's also problem with the internet connectivity. Then these are some of the hurdles that are coming. However, now that it has been made mandatory for all the work sites, let's see how it goes. In the latest order dated December 23, the ministry had ordered that digitally capturing attendance is now mandatory for all work sites regardless of the number of workers engaged and will be applicable from January 1st, 2023. So now let's see how the problems are tackled which were earlier because it has been introduced without plugging the problems that already existed. After the arrest of Chanda Kochar, as you might have heard, the CBI has also arrested Videocon chief, Mr. Dood. So, Mr. Dood, the CBI has arrested Videocon group chief Venugopal Dood, says days after the arrest of ICICI Bank's former CEO and MD Chanda Kochar and her husband Deepak Kochar in a case related to the credit facilities extended to the group company. So we have already discussed about the Chanda Kochar case, and it was on the quid pro quo basis. The loans were provided that they were later declared non-performing assets. So now the Videocon chief has also been arrested. Mr. Doot was produced before a Mumbai special court that sent him to a 3-day CBI custody. In January 2019, the agency registered a case alleging quid pro quo in sanctioning registered a case alleging in sanctioning loans of 1,875 crore to the Videocon group entities during Mrs. Kocher's regime, Kocher's tenure. It is also alleged that Ms. Kocher's tenure from June 2009 to October 2011, the ICICI Bank had sanctioned 6 high-value loans to the Videocon group entities. The outstanding balance against the loans as on April 26, 2012 was adjusted as another term loan of 1,730 crore. The loan accounts were declared NPAs in June 2017. So it was for the favor. Expedite classification of nomadic tribes in quota list, panel has told the center. Do it fast, that is what they are saying, that do not delay it. The parliamentary panel on social justice and empowerment has pulled up the union government over the very slow progress to categorize over 260 denotified nomadic and semi-nomadic tribes under the SC, ST, OBC list. The government officials have pointed out that this has delayed the approval of benefits under the SEED. What is SEED? SEED is a scheme for economic empowerment of DNTS. A scheme for economic empowerment of DNTS. This was launched in February 2022. The scheme was launched by Union Social Justice Minister Virendra Kumar with the aim of providing free competitive exam coaching, health insurance, housing assistance, and livelihood initiative. Amount of rupees 200 crore has been allocated for this scheme to be spent over 5 years from 2022 21-22 to 25-26. They're asking to speed up the process. It's going very slow. Karnataka House passes bill to enhance quota for SC and ST. So the Karnataka Legislative Assembly has passed the bill that increases the reservation of seats in educational institutes and jobs for the scheduled caste and the scheduled tribes unanimously after a heated discussion. And there is also demand that this be increased in the private sector. US is dealing with this storm. 48 people have been killed as a massive winter storm envelops much of US. The death toll from a pre-Christmas blizzard that paralyzed the Buffalo area and much of the country has risen to 27 in western New York. Authorities said on Monday that the region dug out from one of the worst weather-related disasters in the history. It is one of the worst weather-related disaster. The dead have been found in their cars, homes, and in the snowbanks. Some died while shoveling snow. The storm that followed much of the country is now blamed for at least 48 deaths nationwide, with rescue and recovery efforts continuing on Monday. The blizzard rolled through western New York on Friday and Saturday, stranding motorists, knocking out power, and preventing emergency crew from reaching residents in frigid homes and stuck cars. So, in such a situation, it's also very difficult to provide rescue services because of the weather condition. There are people who are stuck, and the rescue team cannot reach those people. So, that is why the death toll is increasing, and 48 people have already been killed. Governor delaying not to quota bills, Chhattisgarh Chief Minister Baghel has said. This news we have already covered earlier that Chhattisgarh has proposed the increase of reservation quota to 76%. More than 50% is not allowed constitutionally, but will the exception fall under the ones that is here? So the Chhattisgarh Chief Minister Bhupesh Baghel has said that the state governor Ansuya Uke has was delaying assent to amendment bills relating to reservations passed by the state assembly earlier this month under one pretext or the other. So he is making excuses to delay this reservation. The bills will take the overall reservation in the state to 76%, calling it an example of an attempt to weaken and demean constitutional institutions. He said that the ruling Congress would organize a mega rally in the state capital on January 3 regarding this reservation bill. So these were some important news regarding December 27. Just quickly a look. One news is regarding Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Scheme, that it is meant the digital capturing of attendance is now mandatory. CBI has arrested Videocon chief Mr. Dhoot. Then it has the parliamentary panel has asked the center to expedite the classification of nomadic tribes in quota list. Karnataka House has passed the bill to enhance the quota for scheduled caste and scheduled tribe. 48 people have died as massive winter storm envelops much of US, and the governor is delaying the assent to quota bills. This has been said by the Chhattisgarh Chief Minister Bhupesh Baghel. So that's it for right now. Thank you so much. See you in the next session with next set of news for the next day.